talk growth with Triumph Bank. And this morning, here is your host, Art Frederick.
And thank you very much, John. Welcome to the program this morning. As we do every Tuesday morning, we sit down with the lovely Tracy Strickland from Triumph Bank and talk about growth. Because you know what? Nothing says positive like positive financial growth, right?
I'll tell you what. And we brought the sun back. So,
awesome.
We were on a roll for a while. We had some, cloudy days. But, Art, thanks for having us again. We just really love being able to, take a break from our normal day routine and let your viewers know just what we do at Triumph. And we've been talking a lot about our customer experience and some various things that we can do on the online and mobile banking and our commercial lending. But now we wanted to peel a layer back and let you see on the inside of, how we create a great employee experience that, of course, reverberates into our customer experience, really talking about how important our culture is at Triumph. And there's no better person that I could think of to talk about that is our Assistant Vice President of Human Resources, and that's my friend Catherine Duncan, and I'm so excited that Catherine's here with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Hey, I'm Catherine Duncan. I've been with Triumph Bank for a little over 6 years now, and been heading up the Human Resources Department for the last 4 years, and can't say enough about how much I love my job and the people I work with. Triumph is just a wonderful place to be, and since Tracy's been here the last couple of years, she's really spent a lot of time developing our culture, and she's just made huge strides and huge improvements in helping me get to where we need to be at the bank and with our employees.
Well, in just a second, Catherine is going to tell us more about Triumph Bank, and Tracy's going to hit her with the fast questions in just a few moments. But right now, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on Memphis This Morning. We call it Traffic on the Nines. John?
That's it. You got it. Here's what's going on with Triumph Bank. And, of course, here's your host this morning, Art Frederick.
And thank you very much, Tracy Strickland with Triumph Bank, as well as Catherine Duncan here to talk about the culture at Triumph Bank, which, considering my kids bank there,
yay.
Every time we go in, it's a great experience. And I told Tracy last time I was there, I said, I wish I'd known about this years ago because you guys are great.
Well, it's one of those places where everybody knows your name,
For cheers. We won't call you Norm, but we'll call you Art, right?
Art.
Well, Art, one of the things I really wanted to talk about when we talk about culture is, you spend more time at work almost than you do at home. And the culture that you frame and the things that you have to do, it becomes burdensome. Sometimes you get so busy and so wrapped up in your job, and you've got deadlines and you've got things you've got to take care of. Well, when it all comes down to it, we just want to be recognized for a job well done. And so one of the things we put together a couple of years ago was an Employee of the Quarter program. And it was just important. Initially, I was thinking, let's do Employee of the Month. And then I'm like, well, now I think for an employee, when you're recognized for the quarter, it's like, wow, for the whole first quarter or second quarter, my peers have recognized me. So we put out a Survey Monkey at the beginning of every quarter and say, okay, it's time to shine the spotlight on one of your peers. It could be somebody that you work with every day. It could be somebody you see, in another office that's just done something, just kind of done that and then some. Done it with a positive attitude, not just done their job because they do their job. They really add something special to it. So we, throw that out to the team. This particular quarter, we had 26 different nominations, and people just writing some really special stuff about their peers. And so this quarter, we got to shine the spotlight on one of our loan document specialist who works in our operations center. Her name is Stephanie Spearman, and I was going to get Catherine to tell you a little bit about Stephanie and also share maybe a couple of the comments that her peers said about her.
Yes, I actually have the privilege of working in the same office as Stephanie Spearman, and she is just a delight to work with, and everybody else obviously feels the same way about her, but just a little something that some of the peers said. Stephanie is the total package and helps to make the processes for our lenders and assistants seamless as she goes about her work with a positive and helpful attitude. She's always willing to go the extra mile, never complains, but quietly goes about the processes so we may all achieve the same common goals of success for Triumph Bank and its customers. So these are things that her peers are saying about her. I mean, there's 4 or 5 glowing comments, and I know she had more. She had several votes this quarter, but she really deserves it. One of the really cool things, not only is she recognized by her peers, we have a monthly board meeting, and that employee of the quarter is recognized by the chairman of the board and our president and COO, and she's presented with, or he is presented with $100, so a little extra cash in their pocket.
Hey. Get on Facebook and LinkedIn, and just makes them feel really, really special. And I know tonight is our annual shareholder event. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary that we've been talking about the past few weeks. But Catherine and I were talking yesterday, and she shared some of our plans. We've got some really great growth plans. We want to be like that pinnacle top community bank when you think of somebody that really cares about you and cares about your goals and needs. And I know Catherine was sharing some of our growth goals as far as our team, and it's pretty lofty.
Yeah, over the next 5 years, I've been given the task of growing our staff by another 50 employees.
Wow.
So if I look at where I was 4 years ago when I started this role, we had about 50 employees. Today we have 103, and so we're going to put on another 50 over the next 5 years. And these aren't just replacement jobs; these are new positions that we're going to provide for the community.
Wow.
So it's very exciting. I'm super busy, my assistants, because I'm constantly interviewing and trying to find that next person that'll come in and fit that role that we need.
What kind of person are you looking for?
I'm not necessarily, let's say I have a role that I need to fill, a retail office manager per se. And, I'm obviously looking for someone that's qualified, that, meets those qualifications, but I'm also looking for that right fit. I'm not just looking to fill that role. I'm looking to find that person that's going to come in and be able to, not implement easy into our culture, but
they understand what our culture is, and they understand that the customer always comes first. And no matter if you're in an operational role or you're head of our bank, what you do every day comes down to how we take care of our customers.
Right.
And then we embrace ourselves as a team, and we have that common respect. And that's what's so important, that, you're not just there to do a job. You're there to respect your fellow coworkers and really want to make a difference in your customers' lives and your experience.
Well, Tracy and Catherine are going to tell us more about Triumph Bank here in just a few moments at 7:47 on Memphis This Morning on AM 990 KWAM. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. We call it Traffic on the Nines. It's coming up next on AM 990.
All right, 7:51 at AM 990 KWAM. It's Memphis This Morning as we continue. It's called Let's Talk Growth with Triumph Bank. Here's your host, Art Frederick.
And Tracy Strickland and Catherine Duncan of Triumph Bank in the studio with us this morning. Tracy, you wanted to talk about Catherine's growth at Triumph Bank.
Well, it's great because, obviously when we hear Let's Talk Growth, it's obvious for our customers. We want to help our customers grow. Today is our shareholders event, so we're always mindful of helping our shareholder value grow. But when it comes to the team, it's really being able to lay a career path. And Catherine's personal story is perfect as far as where she was before she came to Triumph and how she's been able to work her way up. Also, I think it speaks to the fact that she understands everybody's roles at the bank, and she has a greater appreciation for what they do because of her background. So, Catherine, tell us about it.
When I started at Triumph back in 2009, I actually took a job as a universal banker, or a teller at the time. It was a CSR teller. I had about 8 or 9 years of paralegal experience. I worked for an attorney, and came in not knowing a thing about banking. So those of you who are wanting to get into banking, send your resume my way because you don't have to be a banker. Anyway, you just have to be a good fit for us. Anyway, I started as a universal banker teller, worked there about 6 months, and, a role opened up on the desk side, so I started opening accounts and things like that. And I knew that I always knew that I wanted to work with people. So doing that, I was able to get into a commercial lending assistant role and work my way upstairs. And I was working really closely near our COO, who thought that maybe he learned a little bit about my background and said, we need somebody to head up the human resources department. You want to try to do this with your legal background? I said, absolutely, I'm all for it. So in 6 years, I grew from a universal banker to the human resources director, and now managing a staff. And it's just I wanted to share that just because, and I share this with all of the employees that I interview and that come in, because I want to show them that we provide so much growth, career for someone's career. And, really it's, the sky's the limit at the bank, and there's going to be so many new opportunities that are coming up and in the future. And, it's a really great place to be, a really great place to work. If you work hard, you're recognized. And, being able to do that for our employees helps reflect on how they treat our customers.
Sure. Yeah.
So perfect. Well, one more thing I wanted to talk about as far as the employees is that about a year and a half ago, we put together an employee engagement survey and really just asked them questions. What kind of things would you want to get involved in? It's driven how we've done our community service hours to be able to show them how they can volunteer there. We've got some really great team activities. So I'm like, if you want to get together after hours, you spend enough time with these people during the day, do you really want to get together after hours?
But they do.
And they all want to. And it's fun because we have like 5 or 6 different offices, and we'll have a bowling night, or we have the Library Foundation once a year has this great trivia contest. Of course, I remember our team last year went up against a bunch of St. Jude scientists, and literally all they asked were science questions. They don't ask banking questions.
Yeah, that's because they made me the alternate. I was the alternate.
Oh, my God. So it was so much fun. But one of the things we asked was, if you could summarize, what you would want a customer to feel like when you walked into Triumph office, what would it be? And so we got a lot of really fantastic. It wasn't like nice, good. It was exceptional, tailored. It just... What was nice is I know that Art's been out to our Germantown office, but if you go out to our new Germantown office on 7550 Farmington, put a plug there, across from Saddle Creek, you'll see this beautiful wall, and it's called our branding wall. But these words that our team created builds this wall. And so every time a customer walks in, when they see these words, they may wonder, but that's the story. It's how our employees want our customers to feel every time they walk in.
It's a great facility. It doesn't even look like a bank.
I know. It's more like a hotel concierge.
It's almost like an art museum in some ways. You just walk in, it's like, ooh, nice and open.
We're very, very proud of it.
So how do they get in touch with you, Catherine, if they're interested in becoming a part of Triumph Bank?
If anyone would like to submit their resume to me, they could submit it to humanresources@triumphbank.com. Or they can contact me directly at 901-333-8841, and I'll be happy to assist them.
That's great. So, so could I apply?
Absolutely. Yeah, come on in. We need new radio hosts in our office.
No, you don't need me. No, I would work well with you on trivia night. Beyond that, probably not. Probably
to bring
not.
you in. I've got one other thing I was going to say is about our website. We keep our job listings posted on our career. There's a careers page on our website, which is triumphbank.com. So when you go there, go to the bottom. There's a careers link. And as soon as we have open positions, they're listed right there.
Right. The job descriptions are listed out there for you, so you can look and see if you qualify for the role. And, if you have any questions, or, if we don't have a job that's currently posted out there, but you think that something might come up in the near future, I've got 50 that I've got to bring in the next 5 years. So please feel free to shoot me your resume, and I'll hold on to it. And if I find a position for you, then I'll absolutely give you a call.
Very cool. And even if you are happy with your current job, but not so happy with your bank, you need to come by and talk to the folks at Triumph Bank.
Absolutely, yes.
Visit them online at triumphbank.com, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us for the Let's Talk Growth segment. We do it every Tuesday right here on AM 990 KWAM's Memphis This Morning. And coming up next, more traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. We call it Traffic on the Nines on Memphis This Morning, AM 990 KWAM.